$3,000. I used to laugh at people talk about I remember King Opportunities telling me he wanted to get into poetry from me. I laughed at that guy, man. Until I met Dr. Daniel. We went to From Up. We went there and I was like, oh shit, this is really serious,
Yeah.
So when you look at what Africans have to their playing field, they have a lot of opportunities, here, I don't have the fear. If I can see 4 guys walking down the street, I'm not in fear. But if I'm in Atlanta and I see 4 guys walking down across the street, I'm like, let me cross the street.
Yeah, no, it's same in London.
Yeah.
I grab hold of my keys and
yeah. So Africans, they, and we did an episode called "There Is No Hope in Africa."
Welcome to Kenganda. My name is Johnny Tamai and this is the REPAT podcast. I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Yes, big up people. DJ Maintain, Caribbean, Kampala now for 5 years. Loving it.
Perfect.
O'Shea Duke Jackson, African American, been in Kampala off and on since 2017.
Yeah, perfect, guys. We'll say it. Now O'Shea shared a clip with me. It's from African Superstar. She stays in Ghana, right?
Yeah, across.
She does stay in Ghana. So
Black
please,
Stars.
Yeah. Shout out, subscribe to her in the first comment at the top. She's a good creator. Yeah.
She has a song out. So
she's an
support.
artist as well.
Yeah.
I was wondering why she mentioned Bangkok.
Let's watch this video from her YouTube channel titled "Ghanaians Are Ungrateful." I'm so happy to be here. React to it with us.
All right.
66 independence from England here in Ghana. And I want to send a poignant message to my fellow Ghanaians, as our president always says, as he addresses Ghanaians. And that message is Ghanaians are ungrateful. I can't tell you how many people I have come in contact with since living here in Ghana, and they continually put down Ghana. They put down other Ghanaians. They put down, whatever our people are doing. And I know that we have our problems here in Ghana, but as I look around the world, at things that are happening right this very minute around the world, it makes me so grateful to be here in Ghana. And there are a lot of things, a lot of benefits and assets that we have here in Ghana. Ghana is, probably one of the most well-known African nations. People are migrating here from all over the world, and there's reasons why they're coming here, and Ghanaians don't see.
End it there.
Yeah, we get the gist.
You get it? She's trying to say Africans are ungrateful. Like we have it well, and we're not grateful for it. So, maintain.
I think you should lead.
Africans ungrateful.
Ugandan African. You should lead.
Well, first of all, I do disagree with her. The point she's trying to put across is that Africans are ungrateful because we are peaceful and we have all these resources and we should be happy with what we have. People in the States, they're killing them. They have problems going on. But it's like the same thing as someone would say, be grateful that you have what you have because there are kids starving in Africa.
Right, yeah.
You see, it doesn't connect just because we like most African countries do not have war. Well, some African countries do not have war, and some African countries have maybe their freedom and they don't face certain. So, like I was saying, I don't think Africans are ungrateful. I think we also have our own issues that could be equal to what Americans face.
Okay, such as what?
Maybe you say, oh, you guys are being gunned down and the police is harassing you. There's corruption here. Okay, it's not the same thing because life is precious. But we also have our own issues with the police. It's not all roses. It's not beds and roses. It's not like we're chilling with the police and taking selfies and living our best life while Americans are being gunned down. I feel like there are issues on both continents. So you can't say that a particular group of people are ungrateful because they don't face the same problems you face. For example, you're a man, so I'm sure you have different problems from the problems I face like a lady. I could tell you, cramps are a headache, I feel like my life is ending right there and then. And then to you, it's like, oh, but I also have my own issue. Being a man is hard, provision is hard, So it's just, you can't, I don't think you can put the two things in the same basket. But what do you think?
I think comparison is dangerous. Like everybody has their own unique issues, right? And to compare them is a bit reckless for me. It's like Eric Benet, he dated Halle Berry, right? And now I'm from the outside looking in, I'd be like, I would never cheat on her. But he did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't appreciate like what they have. Like in London, people could look at me and say, yeah, Maintain, you had a good life. You was doing okay. But to me, just before I moved to Uganda, I hated London. So, but when I come in, I get into a conversation with a Boda driver or Uber driver. They say to me, "Oh, are you here on holiday?" I say, "No, I live here." "Oh, how long?" "Oh, coming on 4 years, 5 years now." "And you like it here?"
Right.
No, I mean, they seem surprised, but that's just like, that saying, familiarity breeds contempt. You know what I mean? So like you could look at yourself negatively, but people outside are saying, "No, O'Shea's doing good, Maintain's doing good, Jonit's doing good." But us deep down, because of that familiarity thing, we don't really see the benefits of where we are. So I just think that just group it all together like she did and just say you're ungrateful because you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. Like, try being born in Ghana, Accra, wherever it is, and deal with issues you had to deal with coming up and see how you would be then. But I just think it's like, I hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
But I just find it's just a little, when you compare it to other countries, every country is unique in their own way. You can't just say, because they're doing well, we should be.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't work like that. That's my take from it. I
He's cooking.
Yeah,
no. Like, I had something that I wanted. Usually, what you guys are gonna say is completely the opposite, and I'm gonna try to just come for you guys, right?
Yeah.
But man, you guys have made some valiant points. It's really making me rethink my actual position. Yeah, I think that you guys are right. And the thing is, from African Superstar's perspective, living in Cincinnati, having both UK and USA citizenship, when you come to Ghana and you're on YouTube, or just like me coming here, and me and the chef debate this all the time. The chef debates, why did I do so well? Right? He says it's because solely you're an American. And I also tell him that I'm very smart too. So
it's not just.
Yeah. But part of what he's saying is right. Yeah. So I am an American. Obviously there are Americans who are poor, but having access to the systems that we do, like I'm one of the few people that have an Amazon account. Like I have an American Express card. It's quite normal in the United States.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah.
But it's not normal here.
Right.
So I have the ability, if I need to buy something for the business, I can just use my Amex. We'll clear it at the end of the month. I don't live in Luboa, right? But what you're saying is right. Now she's also right in the case of, for somebody like us, we've lived in America and we've lived there. Now, if an African comes to America, they may also say that we are ungrateful, which can be very true.
Yeah.
Because we could be. But also, I can't deny that the quality of life that Africa gives you, most countries, Uganda, I would not be the man that I am today if it would not be for this country. The opportunities and the frontier that I can do for things for myself are not as widely as available in America. For example, if you're in Ghana, a plot of land, I don't know where you could be, but let's just say, for example, I know in Uganda, you can buy a land, you can start a farm.
Yeah.
You can't start a farm in the UK.
No way. There's no land.
You can't start a farm in Cali. It's maybe you go to the rural South somewhere. But here, you can start with 200 chickens and work your way up to 10,000 birds and make $3,000. I used to laugh at people talk about, like, I remember King Opportunities telling me he wanted to get into poultry farming. I laughed at that guy, man. Like, until I met Dr. Daniel. We went to Farm Up. We went there and I was like, oh shit, like, this is really serious, you know? Yeah. So when you look at what Africans have to their playing field, they have a lot of opportunities, you know, like here, you know, I don't have the fear. If I can see 4 guys walking down the street, I'm not in fear. But if I'm in Atlanta and I see 4 guys walking down across the street, I'm like, let me cross the street.
Yeah, no, same in London.
Yeah.
Grab hold of my keys and
yeah. So Africans, they, you know, and we did an episode called "There Is No Hope in Africa."
Yeah,
and I could see why people come up here and they see no hope, because we're in the diaspora and we see sometimes there's no hope. But the thing is that, you know, every day in Africa is a new day, and the mindset of many people with the systems, I get what you guys are saying, which is true. But at the same time, somebody that's from America and comes here, we're not acknowledging, and I hate to sound like Tina, that we do have some built-in privileges that help us get further than the local person that's here.
Yeah, true.
We're coming through usually with the college education. And I mean,
which is when I was growing up, it was free. My primary was free. My high school was free.
Yeah. So even though at the college degree that you, like, I went to medical school, but that medical school training taught me some things. It taught me how to solve problems in an answer choice, or how to think of things, or how to learn, how to process things, how to build systems for myself to help me progress through that rigorous course load in the didactic sciences. And that was it got me so ready for a place like this, where I can really think, I got to solve problems for myself all the time now. Because I was trained to do that in Poland, like in medical school. Like, here's how you learn, here's how you do things. But a lot of people didn't come up with that training here, or maybe didn't experience that. So when you're coming from the West and you come here, you know how to do things. You know, you might get scammed, but you know how to, move around and get opportunities. African Superstar is not living like the local Ghanaian. Yeah. Yeah. But she's also expressing that, hey, you're not getting shot in America. You're not getting robbed like that. And most Africans, when you go to America, you'll be like, wow, let me make some money and go back to Africa. And I think what she's trying to do is to let Africans know that you have a great opportunity. Like most of us African Americans, we would love
it from that angle, actually.
Like in Black British, we would love, shout out to the government if you guys see us here, we would love to have citizenship here, but we know that it's a hard thing for us to do, you know? Most Africans that have citizenship here, and if they get citizenship in America, we are so jealous. Because if you need to get citizenship in America,
in a few years,
she has access to our banking system.
Yeah.
Credit cards, loans. She could be building in Africa because she knows the system here.
Yeah,
we don't have that opportunity. We're fighting to prove ourselves to get citizenship. So I see what she's saying, but you guys made a great point. I can't deny what you guys said. Actually, it's the first time.
Yeah, I think it is. It really is. Yeah.
And it also will be the last time. You guys know I can't ignore what you're saying.
Everyone enjoy it because
because usually I have all my stats ready to go. Clips.
Yeah. But now that you've given us that point of view, I think we see it. Do you see it?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it. It just also stems back to not knowing what you have,
right?
Until it's gone.
Yeah. So it's a point of just seizing that opportunity.
Yeah. In
your homeland, I couldn't seize an opportunity in London because it was a glass ceiling. I said on a previous episode, like, as well as a DJ in London, I was a surveyor in construction. And whenever I got to a very high level, and whenever I got comfortable and thought I could maneuver like I see everybody else in my office maneuvering, I was quickly quickly shut down. And it's the white man's impression of me that he can't be doing what I'm doing, even though he does as much work as I do, get paid more than I do, but it's just an alien concept to him for me to be, outperforming him, one, and two, and just doing my own thing.
Right.
Know your place, black boy, sort of thing. And I was just sick of it. I was sick of propping up companies. I was sick of, getting companies back up on their feet and commercially getting them in shape for them to just get bent out of shape when I called an office meeting, or I called a lunch meeting out of the office where they probably just thought I was out there smoking weed and just doing whatever. You know what I mean? Their prejudice is so deeply rooted, they can't see past that. So that's why I left London. And I came here, like we said, like we always say, the opportunity here was great. And I was seen for my skill, not my skin color. So people like, yo, Maintain is a good DJ, he's a good guy, he's punctual, he's professional, That's all they see.
Right.
They don't see my skin color. And I can't put a price on what that has done for me mentally.
Yes. Preach.
Switching it up from
Maintain is building it up today, man. What's going on, man?
It's the wine.
I'm switching it up. Do you think Ugandans are ungrateful? Let's switch it up from Ghana. Let's look at Uganda itself.
I got to go outside tomorrow, right? So,
no, it's okay. Speak your mind.
What do you think, oh?
You trying to say yourself an ass whooping out there on the streets?
I can go.
So you want me to get my ass whooped?
All right, let me
just say this.
Okay.
I would say this about before I get to Uganda. Living in what we affectionately call the African American community, we call it Black America. You've heard that term before.
Yes.
I was ungrateful. I was ungrateful because I didn't know. When I went to Howard, I got a chance to go to Howard University for a few years. And then I didn't know, my parents, they kind of conditioned me. Like, if you were to ask me in age 34, when I went to medical school, I was going to be a family doctor in the USA. I still had a very big pro-Black leaning, and I wanted to work in urban centers and things like that. You would never tell me I would be living in Africa. Never. Right?
Yeah.
Because my parents taught me, like, hey, Black people, we kind of toxic. That's how we are. Go into corporate America, get your professional degree, work for a big company, get a Black wife. That's a big thing from African American wife, because my mom is very, very big on that.
Yeah.
And if you can't get her, get an African, right? Don't bring me home on a white woman. And then go to church and pay bills, right? That's what my mom was wanting me to do. But my mom didn't tell me how much great people we had in Black America. We had a $1.6 trillion spending power, and there was a lot of opportunity for somebody like me who wanted to work. And I have pretty good social skills. I can, build some things. And that was really where my gift was at. But because I didn't see it, I stayed away from our people, right? I stayed away from the Blacks. I wanted to be, in corporate America, because I thought that was the way. So I would say, like, that's the same thing here in Uganda. People, like you said, familiarity brings contempt.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the kind of person that was thinking about, hey, here as a Black entrepreneur in Black America, we have these issues that we can solve. And I can use my skill set to build this system to do X, Y, and Z. That wasn't what I was thinking about. I was thinking about something else. And I think that a lot of Ugandans, they have, and even anywhere in Africa, you've gotten so tired of being let down, and you've gotten so tired of being in the system where, people are lying. It's the same thing in Black America. So then you say, man, I just want to get away from all of this and let me get to a different community where even if they're racist towards me, it's okay. Like, I could at least prove myself, because in America, at least if I'm smart, my grades and GPA will get me somewhere. I will be recognized. Yeah. And then I can come back and then I can deal with them later. So I think that Ugandans have so much opportunity, they just don't know and they can't identify it.
Yeah.
Whereas us, we can come here. And again, that's how we have this podcast, right?
Yeah.
That's why I have this team, because I have this team that has literally helped, do some nice things for this country and, brought some people in here because we saw the opportunity because what we saw. But when you're from here, you can't see it. But now if Ugandans go to America, they have Walton, Massachusetts community. They have Boston, Massachusetts. You see what they're doing in Uganda. Sheila Gashuma posted the Ugandan singles mixers happening in London. You saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
You don't even see that happening in Uganda, right?
Yeah.
But hey, these Ugandans got into a different place and they're solving issues, right?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that it's not happening here. But then we have us who brought the Pan-African dating show to Uganda,
Yeah.
who are not Ugandan, right? All of us.
Yeah.
So I think that, wherever you're from, you have some contempt for that place.
Yeah.
And it's just changing your mindset to say, all right, I know how things are, but how can we make it better? But I think Ugandans can be in some level what some people would deem ungrateful, just like how they would African Americans are ungrateful. Like we talked about this in an episode, right?
Yeah.
But we got to understand where they come from. So I would never call them ungrateful because now living here, I see what they go through.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to call them ungrateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that they have more opportunities than what they realize. That's what I will say.
Okay. That's cool.
And maintain. Living in Uganda for 5 years.
Yeah, I have, 5 beautiful years. For me, it's 50-50. Some of my Ugandan friends, they just feel they're a bit beat down by their whole experience, and they feel like there's no future. And the other half is like they know exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
They've got great knowledge of it. They've researched it. They just haven't got the means to implement it and get it going off the ground. And that's what I've come across personally.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to say.
Wow, such a political answer. Because you didn't tell us if you think they're ungrateful or not.
He
Stayed on the fence.
those boulder drivers is waiting on you, brother.
I'm not.
You just want to I'd have to say no, I don't think so. Because I've come across, me just personally, maybe it's the industry I'm in, I've found more optimistic Ugandans than I've found negative.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is that our parents, like the older generation,
Yes.
they think we are ungrateful.
They always
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But no, the Ugandan ones.
Oh,
because
sorry.
they've lived through war.
Yes.
They've struggled.
Yes.
They didn't have that security as we do now.
right.
See? So now they're so grateful for the current that when they see us wanting any sort of change, they're like, why do you want change? You guys have it so good. You have it so well. You sleep peacefully. You wake up peacefully. Why do you want any sort of change? So in their eyes, we are ungrateful because we don't know what we have.
Right.
So it's tricky. It's a bit
It's tricky. It's a bit unfair as well because you weren't born in their time.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
You want things to get better for the future generations, right? You don't want them to
Exactly.
go through wars and things like that.
Yeah, and
So
your friend Isabella said something really interesting. Shout out to her. She said
big
each
up.
generation has its own problems. Because our generation has COVID. No, working for 2 years for so many people. Do you know how hard that is?
Yeah.
So that's a problem in itself. So
True.
and then that generation had war. Generally, everyone has their own problems. You can't just compare the two parties and think, oh, they're ungrateful because they didn't go through this or they didn't go through that.
Great point.
Yeah.
Me on the whole, I find more optimism in the Ugandans I've met, and that's possibly because I'm in the creative industry, and creatives are like creative, right? They're always thinking of the next opportunity, the next creation, the next thing I can build. And creatives, when a lot of the time when creatives are stressed, me included, I delve into my art. So I may write a poem. I may make a beat, and I may make
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
yeah. How I wonder how you're a black star. So I'll do a mix. I'll produce something.
Yeah.
I'll send an artist some music just to get feedback. So we've got that to lean on. So maybe in other instances, some Ugandans don't. But me in the creative industry, I find a lot more optimism and
Yeah.
And a lot of creatives here, their creativity takes them out of Uganda. I just met Big Up Timo. He saved me yesterday at my gig, and he was in Europe DJing. And I said, "How did you find Europe?" And he was like, "It was good for the gigs, but
that's it." Yeah.
And I think because he always wanted to go to Europe and DJ. Always, he was like, "Man, what's it like? What's it like?" And when he finally went and did it, he was like, "Europe's not for me.
Yeah,
I'm in and out." And I think he had a girlfriend in Europe, and she wanted him to move there. He's not moving there anymore.
Yeah. That's too sad.
Yeah.
And touching the topic of being creatives in the industry and whatnot, there are certain creatives who work.
Yeah.
When they find someone who says, "Oh, I need to rest for my mental health," now the person's like, "Oh, you're really ungrateful because you don't know what you have. You have a job in this economy. You want to take some time off so that you can, rest, or you want to take some time off because you think your mental health is at stake." And whatnot. So there's also that.
Yeah, but also that's a dangerous narrative because we're conditioned, right, to work.
Yeah.
But the rest and the recuperation is just as important as the work, because if you're sick, you can't work. So like you've got to balance that. You can't just be working yourself to the verge of collapse, because then you'll be out longer than you've been working.
Yeah.
So there's a balance.
Yeah, I support that. Let me put my business out there. My dad, all my dad knows how to do is work. The only time he has second time off is to attend a funeral. That's how sad that is. But because all he does is work. Like when he doesn't rest. There's no rest day. He's working Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Monday. On Christmas, he's working. So someone like him, he doesn't understand you're taking time off. To do what?
Does it sound like me?
Sounds a lot like you.
But you're burning yourself out though. I feel like you age quickly when you work like that.
Yeah, but that generation is different. My dad is the same.
Yeah, that generation is different.
My dad used to look at me and just be upset with me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting down watching cartoons or just like, read a book.
Right? African parents don't like to see their kids sit down to watch.
No
my dad would rather
way.
pour down rice. So you count one by one instead of you sitting down to like watch TV.
Yeah. No, my dad was like, read a book. Your maths is weak. Come. And my dad is amazing at maths. And then I used to sit down and he's so intimidated. Like if you see my dad's got like, he's happy, but his face is like, you don't mean he could be happy. He's like, he could be. So like trying to do a maths equation in front of that face.
Yeah.
I couldn't get an answer out.
Yeah.
But it's just different times. And my dad gets it now.
Yeah.
My dad's a very intelligent man and he wants to, he loves to learn and evolve. So yeah, our relationship is much better. But when I was younger, man.
Switching this to Shay, you have dealt with some questionable service providers in the country.
Who's the politician now?
No, questionable service providers. Would you call them ungrateful?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, everybody in Uganda is not ungrateful, but I've had some horrific experiences where, there is, just like in the black community, I found out where you have a lot of blacks, you have a lot of unaccountability. Yeah, so people, attorneys, middlemen, whatever, you know what I mean? So those people are ungrateful from the terms that, you're trying to give them business and they're trying to lie about, why they didn't deliver the service. That's a different level of being ungrateful. I think what African Superstar is saying is that people who are just the local residents of a country like Ghana or Uganda or Kenya or Nigeria, you don't know that in many ways that while you think you're cursed, you are blessed. And despite the problems that happen with even the people I've dealt with that have gotten over on me, it still stands. We would not have this podcast in Uganda. Like if I didn't come here, this part would not be here, right? The Pan-African Dating Show could not be here. Everything that I have today would not be here. And for that, I am so grateful. Amen. And I'm thinking like I've been able to do things here that people from the Ugandan diaspora have either not attempted to do or don't believe that they can do. And this is without me knowing Uganda or knowing anybody or having a rich family here. And it just leads to show like you don't need all those things to be successful, just a can-do attitude. And that is one thing that, you know, I've always tried to have is just a can-do attitude. So some people can talk themselves out of their blessing, you know. So I think that Africa is a great opportunity. Anywhere in the Black world is a great opportunity. Black London is a great opportunity, but the diaspora is a great opportunity, right? And look at yourself as being a part of the greatest continent on earth, despite its problems, despite its issues. And look at the thing about Africa that's the greatest thing. It's not the commodities it produces or the resources, it's the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Singapore has proved that. You don't even need natural resources to become something in the world. Norway has oil, but Norway also has great people, right? So they have the biggest oil fund in the world. Uganda has great people. Ghana has great people. And when you realize that, if the people are doing the great things, I'm grateful, because if you have great people around you anywhere in the world, man, you can do so much. Yeah. Like, you know, and I'll say this, like when you're living in Britain and America as blacks, you're working as individuals.
Yeah.
You know, like if we were in London, we may hang out.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do this.
No.
But because it's Africa, we're kind of forced. You know what I mean?
But we also have, I don't know about you because you work every minute
Exactly.
possible, but it's like in London, you just feel like you don't have the time.
Yeah, right.
Know?
So
you're very insular.
Yeah, very insulated. But also, and I don't know about London, but I've been there only like a few times, so about once or twice, something like that.
Yeah.
But you work as an individual person. Whereas in Africa, in Uganda, you need more or less a built infrastructure to help you achieve things. So you don't, like, during COVID, it was like 7 of us living in an apartment. I could never do that in America. I would never be caught dead doing that. But it taught me something. It taught me something about community building. It taught me something about team building. And in Africa, a lot of African Americans or diasporans are learning how to build teams for the first time. It's something that we've never had to do. We did it during segregation, but once that came out, and then, you know, you start seeing blacks doing better. Most blacks have their own family, but they don't really work in communities with other blacks to achieve anything. Where in Uganda, you have to have a lot of support to do something here. You cannot survive by yourself.
Yeah.
As one African American or Black British, you need them to help you.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I've learned. Like, and it's like, if I would have been doing it the whole time, if we could get blacks in the same accord, where would the community be? Yeah. So that's a lot of the support comes from just having those people. And they, like, look at the things that these people do with these SACCOs in Uganda. Those groups that they have money and they investors.
Yeah.
These people build whole infrastructures. They build farms. They build schools. Just people just support each other with money and what the money's going to do. You can't see Black British people doing that much, or Black Americans doing that. No. That's not how our community thinks.
No, we're just trying to survive, really.
Yeah, but if they're doing it with the little that they have, what could we do? And we have more on average. So it makes you reevaluate your position.
Yeah.
And so if I lived in America going back, I would live a much different. Like, I want to go back to America if I had money and build a big house and live in a gated community. But I don't think that way anymore.
Right.
I think about building a community around me and then insulating myself like I do here to get more in the future.
For real.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, Ugandans, it could seem like they are ungrateful, just like if they could come here. But then knowing their experience, and again, I'm grateful for what I have here. I could not be where I am today if it wasn't for Africa. It's the truth. Yeah. I wouldn't be where I'm at. There's no chance. I wouldn't have this ability to do things. Yeah. So with that being said, if it's a foreigner like me that can say that, why not you? Yeah.
I think that's well said. We can just end the episode here.
Yeah, straight up, man.
And tell people where they can find
you. Find me at DJ Maintain. Find out where I'm playing, my mixes, production, all that good stuff.
Okay, O'Shea.
At O'Shea Duke on Instagram, YouTube O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Yeah, but don't message him. If you have any stories or links or anything that's nice, send it to teamkinganda@gmail.com. Also follow us on all our social media platforms at Kinganda Nation. Subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications. We have podcasts dropping every day. You know, just join the tribe.
We're putting in the work.
Exactly.
Rich! Oh, sorry, hold on, says we're gonna try to get the money. We don't need y'all Negroes to go fund or nothing like that. Y'all can just give us a super chat if you want to. But seriously, I've been talking to a brother out there. What we want to do for you guys is we're going to head out to Accra, hopefully by the end of this year, and set up a whole season out there. So keep watching, sharing our videos so we can get the money to do all that. And so thank you so much. We're going to make this pop. Peace.
Okay, perfect. Also head over to the Pan-African Dating Show and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the camera guys, Enoch, Rivian, and the assistant today. We'll see you guys next time.